This music is still kind of a bop. I gotta say, I gotta say the investigations theme better to study / relax to, by which I mean absolutely dance your soul out. It's such a bop. But this one's kind of got something going on too. This one's kind of a little groovy. It's a little loud on my end, but I'm not gonna touch the volume for y'all. Game selection and museum. Yo, they got a museum in this? It's like Animal Crossing. Dude, he's looking whoa! I have no idea what's going on. Wait, is it 4 games? It's not 4 games. Q and E to switch games. Ooh. Oh my god, wait. Does it look like this in the game? Because I'm gonna cry. That looks so good. And then Spirit of Justice. Oh, and the museum. Okay, got it. It's not 4 games, it's 3 games. Woo. This marathon's already looking longer than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, there's only 4 cases in this first game. Okay, 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 I can get behind that. Dude, wait. That pin on the beanie is the same that that Emma Sky rocks. Wait, she's in the background of this thing. I know this guy from like YouTube poops. That's all I know him from. This guy, yeah. All right, new game. Let's stop dilly-dallying. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney begins. Turnabout Trump, dude. Dang. I'm so excited to start a new trilogy, start a new saga. Dude, it's looking kind of crisp. I mean, by which I mean, it's looking like dog shit, but like intended dog shit. You know, this is artsy. Showdown time. Oh god, a Full House versus a... I don't even know what that was. Also a Full House, but worse? You lose. Ah. That guy got a name drop in Ace Attorney Investigations one. I could see it, because Investigations came out after this trilogy, right? I could see that being the case. Who calls? New phone, who dis? Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cop should be here in a minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Ooh. Dude, this guy has not aged a day. Dude, this painting got changed. This painting used to be something else. Now it's the judge. I guess maybe it's just a different defendant lobby, so it's different art. He moisturizes. This guy, he must. He's the exact same guy. Defendant lobby number 3. I'm earning my bilingual tech. Panicked. Palms sweaty. He's just like Phoenix for real. He just like Phoenix for real. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. Dude. Why he... Good morning, sir. Sir? Who is this guy? Kristoff. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I don't know if we're fine. I don't know if we're fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. Oh no. We're panicked. Court record E. I can just check it. Attorney's badge. How long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. And I can look at it? Can I 3D it? Oh, I can. Ooh, 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 ooh. The little finger goes like all clicky when there's something there. This looks like early Dolly images. We're panicked and Kristoff doesn't even have Mia Booba. Smith's autopsy report. I'm spoiling myself on this murder. Time of death was around 2 a.m. April 17th, 3 days ago. Wait, did it say it was April 20th right now? Holy shit. We're blazing it at this trial. Death caused by single blow to forehead. Shady Smith. Dude, isn't that Eminem's alter ego? Male. We don't know the victim's age. April 17th, between 1:45 and 2:15. Cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from blunt trauma to forehead. The sub-basement of the Borscht Blow Club. That's the guy, is it? Okay. Got it, Shady Smith. Christoph Gavin. Boss at Gavin Law Offices, first-rate defense attorney and my trusted mentor. My first client. Just standing in front of this guy makes me nervous. Didn't it kind of looks like Phoenix, though? It's this pin is the same that Emma had on her lab coat. And Shady Smith, victim in this case, a traveler only recently back in country. I overdid it again. Now, it wasn't this guy though, like in the main menu looking entirely different, or does he have like a twin? As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gone, sir. I'm all over that drift. Okay. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. This is kind of feeling like... It feels like he's doing the thing where he's like all smiles, but like putting pressure on, you know? Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. Kristoff does not even have Booba. My name is Apollo Justice. Hey, we're literally just starting. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course. It is a great name for an attorney. Justice & Co., the attorney at law. You want justice? With us, you get justice. You can put that on the slogan, and you're not even lying. Even if they don't get sort of the outcome they wanted, they are getting justice. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Okay. Client? What's up? This is looking like an alternate universe Phoenix. This is looking like a Phoenix what if. Whoa. This is not historical yet. We're doing the Apollo Justice trilogy, which happens chronologically. It goes... I mean, okay, the first saga chronologically is the historical one that's like 300 years in the past. But we're going to be doing that last. So we're working, you know, removing that. We're doing everything else historically, chronologically. So we're doing Ace Attorney 1, 2, 3 with Phoenix Wright. Then we're doing the 2 investigations games, which happen in between the Ace Attorney and the Apollo Justice. And now we're doing the Apollo Justice trilogy, 1, 2, 3. We're just starting game 1. And then we'll do Chronicles. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him. Cardiac arrest. Okay. Is he a big deal? I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So you're... Fine. I'm fine. Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. We're off to a great start. And are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. He's your friend, so why? You'll see. Okay. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, it's time. Shall we? Yes, sir. Okay. What's going on? I need to focus. What is it? Make like a forward and focus. It is April 20th. Dude, blaze it. Straight up. In courtroom number 2. God, he's still around. The judge is looking exactly the same, dude. He's got like a tiny hint of crow's feet, maybe. Payne is holy shit. He's trying something new, and no one has told him it does not work at all. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. I know literally nothing about these games. I'm very good at staying unspoiled on things I want to stay unspoiled about. He does look like a little chick, actually. He looks like the Pokemon. He looks like Torchic, kind of. Your name was Mr. Justice? And this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor. And I'm fine, really. I'm quite sure. Your voice sounds a bit strained. Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes, and my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Damn. On my first case. But to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? He's got the Delver's drill. He kinda does, doesn't he? Do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Not with Phoenix around. What happened to Phoenix? Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? This is like that one episode of SpongeBob where Patrick is doing his like butt cheeks of steel or whatever that's called. 98%. Holy hell yeah. Defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these... It's so Phoenix. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Fuck, dude. It is Phoenix. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? What happened, Phoenix? Why are you wearing a Parappa the Rapper beanie? Papa. Are you Papa to someone? Or what does that mean? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Piano player? Sir, you were the best thing that ever happened to a courtroom. He better to go like, objection at some point. I better see that. I better see his light rekindled. I won't speak of it further then. What happened to Maya? Where's Maya, dude? If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. Piano player? The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. In the basement, asterisk, asterisk, the defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer. Was he playing piano there? And he hit him, wham, on the head. Smack! Killed him cold. Customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was... the pianist, okay. At the club. Straight up playing it. And by it, let's just say... my pianist. Phoenix Wright, a pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Thank you, thank you. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The deadly bottle is evidence. Ooh, I like how it just slides in like that. Work up more puns. There's not a lot more puns to do with pianist that isn't just haha penis. Something to note. Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Yes, I know it. Can I look at this in 3D? Ooh, I can. Can I look at the cap? I cannot. Can I look at the label? I can. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. That Mr. Wright poops. Bottle is completely empty. Okay. Grape juice goes right through you, man. Make a practice of checking it frequently. Court record. Right, I've heard of that. You've heard of it? Dude, we're working with Phoenix Wright and the defendant stand right now. You gotta be better prepared than that. Just use E. 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 But just who was this Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, so his place of residence is unclear. He had some sort of connection with the defendant. That, too, is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Boat Club on the night of the crime. Not premeditated, crime of passion. We can plead it down a little bit. I'm gonna get an actual law degree when I finish this. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing. That is grounds for murder, for sure. Oh. The motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. Yeah. They were playing poker. Uh-huh. 2 aces. 2 aces. Wait a second. Is it poker gambling? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, big boy. He knows big words. Sorry, that was a little mean. I'm trying to work out something real quick. Was someone cheating in this game of poker? There's an ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, ace of spades, which means I assume this is the ace of clubs. But it looks like, is this another ace on the floor? That's a crime in and of itself. Gambling alone is a crime? Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. It is true that the defender was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that. A game in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. They weren't betting real money. Test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame. No, its final outcome. Okay, dude. This guy majored in fucking English literature before going into law school. Come again? The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present. And impress women. Okay. Oh my god, wait. I can bring the chat back down now a little. Should I leave it back up there? Hang on. Is this better? What should I do? Should I bring it back down and stretch it up again? Or should I just leave it as it is? To find out more about this fatal game of cards. That's the important thing? I mean, I guess, you know, fatal in the sense of murder. Make it as thin as the camera. Oh, making it as thin as the camera is complicated, honestly. Because I would need to go into the actual bot thing and modify some stuff. That's for later. Game sound is off. What do you mean game sound is off? Oh. Since when? The fuck? Okay. Oh, I pressed Control Z a second ago. Hang on. Yeah, I pressed Control Z, and instead of moving the chat back, it changed the audio target from this to the investigations collection, which doesn't exist anymore. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Good catch. Honestly, I would have missed that. Witness. Testimony. What's he got like a butt plug around his neck? What do you got there? This better be a photo of Maya, or I'm gonna be very cross with you, Mr. Wright. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. Pianist who can't play piano. And a defense attorney who can't defend. Whoa. Says who? I bet Phoenix Wright could still run fucking rings around Winston Payne. Oh my god, are we gonna see older... Also, wait. We can actually figure out. Because I assume now he's gonna be there. He's 33 now. Last we saw him, he was 26. So this is 7 years in the future from the end of the first game. Yeah. It was from the end of the third game. Sorry, from the end of the third of the first trilogy. 7-year gap. Yeah. He could have a child. Yeah, maybe that's why it says Papa. Formerly an ace defense attorney of some renown. Put some more respect on his name. I'm not liking the way they're dragging him through the mud, man. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Yeah, don't worry, dude. You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Enter them into the court record. That's evidence. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. But you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? Literally... No. No need for help here, sir. It's okay. This is my fucking 6th game this year of Ace Attorney. I think I'll be alright, don't worry. You'd better do more than think. You know it, or you do not. Okay, Yoda. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons press and present. Any lies in the testimony and reveal them to the court. Yes. Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Oh, my health bar is on the top right, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wedges. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. You can hardly play? What's with the bracelet? That looks almost kind of spiritual also. Oh, I play sometimes when customers demand it, so I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Then they ask for no more. The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. My real job is to take interested customers over at the poker table. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all. Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Okay, Winston. How old are you? How old are you, motherfucker? 61? Fuck, dude. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. Dude. Okay, Phoenix kind of has a bit of an edge now. I don't mind it. I'm gonna go ahead and say, I don't mind it. What honest, hard-looking member of society did you get to make you look like that? Dude, I need to go cut my hair soon. I'll probably go like Wednesday or Thursday of this week, because I'm going to a wedding first weekend of March. I'm not going bald. Are you crazy? I'm going to a wedding. This is why my hair is kind of long right now, because I've been holding off on cutting it so I can cut it like a week before the wedding and I can go there looking sharp. I played poker for 7 years. So whatever happened immediately after the end of the trilogy. And I've never lost once. You see why the customers come now. Defeat the undefeated poker champion. He's using his ace attorney skills to read the guys and play poker. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. You've never lost once, not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. Is that even possible? Okay. Club's main attractions. Is an attraction? Do they serve pumpkins at the Borscht Club? Huh? Why? Is Borscht pumpkin related at all? The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. All in the past, things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. You might be pumpkin eating. Huh? Huh? What does that mean? So I'm not an English speaker. Yo no hablo inglés, señor. There were a lot of deals being made under the table, right there in that room. Smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Oh, cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. See, if I wasn't speaking English at like 6 years old, so I never came across that one. I can practically picture it now. That window. The fever room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. 2? Yeah. We don't have the blue decks of cards in evidence. Simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. Something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some on the floor. Yeah. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. Crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep. Okay, dude. Shut up. I kind of don't like this guy already. I don't know what's going on with him, but I don't like him. We use 2 types of cards. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. Okay, sure. We make 5 card hands. I'm seeing how it would be easy to cheat. Game of hands. Oh? This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. It was a simple game after all. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime. No, that was strange. I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Yeah. Right? There's something I'd like made clear, namely your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Okay. Honestly, yeah. He's missing some street, you know? He's not streetwise enough. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. Yeah. Complete silence regarding the murder, but I will say I'll never touch the murder weapon. Can I... This court record... Okay, I can present. Present. Oh, yeah. No, how do I... What's the button I press to present? Oh, R. Okay, I can also just go down here and click. I'm just gonna click. I like clicking. You say you didn't touch the murder weapon. I got an achievement for that. That's demeaning. This grape juice bottle, right? So I said. Yeah, something is the matter. His fingerprints are... Oh, God, don't do that. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Yeah. Objection! God. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears in our case. What about my cords of steel? He's been training for this moment. Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Prints alone don't prove he did it. They're gonna be like, oh, they wouldn't prove a thing, except they are like, he grabbed it like this from the neck, sort of to use it to hit a guy, right? The fingerprints on the murder weapon were up. Yep. What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can only be one reason for that. Hit a guy with. Could brain someone with a bottle. That's a terrible face. Never make that face again. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. I see no problem, Justice. Dude, I feel like he's evil. The only thing that matters is the truth. You could carry the bottle that way. Upside down, just letting all the grape juice out. There's a good reason for everything, you'll see. And you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court. Oh, I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be a reason. And what might that be? Not it. He said not it, therefore he didn't do it. On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? That was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that... I want to see Gumshoe. I want to see 7-year-older Gumshoe. I hope he's like the chief of police or something. According to the case file, murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Diagrams. Oh, I love me a diagram. Damn. Yeah. Victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from ground level. They said a bunch of things about how there's like tricks in the room and so on. I bet one of these things like slides or opens a secret room, and then like someone came in and killed him that way, or someone killed him and then left that way type thing. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. But you're absolutely demolishing his neck. I know. That's honestly, that's how I play Overwatch. I've been back to playing Overwatch. Playing like this. I don't actually play Overwatch like this. Dude, it's so wild because I be streaming, right? And I will just say stuff and be a clown to the internet, but I get on Overwatch and I join the voice channel for Overwatch. I get so shy, man. I get so shy in the Overwatch voice chat. I don't know why. I'm not shy at all here. In Overwatch voice chat, I was like, hello? Someone here? And then one of the guys, the character came over and started crouching in front of me, and then we started playing, and then Like right out of the gate, I got killed. And then I left voice chat. I was like, I don't want to deal with having to justify myself. I got so shy, man. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. Yeah. The fuck? Who came on the piano? Call came from the first floor of the restaurant. Is the Overwatch community evil? It is a little more evil now. I think that's just kind of what happens when a game becomes free to play and the community becomes bigger. I feel like the quality of play goes down, both in terms of like, you know, people respecting the game, people respecting the people who play the game. But it's kind of fun. This is the phone that made the call. Yeah, right cell phone. He still uses one of these. It is now... Oh my god, wait, isn't it? The first game is 15 years after DL6. DL6 was in 2001, which means the first game is in 2016. Then the next game is 1 year, so 2017. Then the next game is 1 year, 2018. And then I'm pretty sure Investigations takes like 1 year on top of that. So 2019, let's say, right? Plus 7. Is it 2026? Have we reached... Wait, am I playing this game in the year that it is set in? The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? Thank you. Postpone the marathon for 2 months. No! You crazy? I wanna... Listen, I'm liking this, but I also want to finish it so I can do other stuff. That would be nice. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. I assure you, no more is more serious about... The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? The answer is simple, Your Honor. You can't. Oh, you can. You're as good as they say you are. Someone else was. Yeah. Must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Are we gonna get freaking the son of Saw It? The cousin of Frank Saw It? Oh. It's Borscht Twink. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? Surmise that she... Oh. It's Borscht Girl. She has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. Demonic-looking horns? So I used a little hair gel. A little? Holy shit, dude. You're aerodynamic. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Twink hopes betrayed. Isn't violence against hair a crime? Oh, if you're sure oh god, it's like a Russian accent. Russian accent. How do I can't make a Russian accent. If you are sure it is okay. It's like a Spanish accent. I don't know how to make a Russian accent. Now the prosecute... Whoa. Your cameras are not allowed here. When Cody Hackins wanted to bring his camera in, he had to get special dispensation, and it was a whole fucking thing. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's paraphernalia? She's a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. To a Spanish accent, they will know the difference. They will kind of know the difference. My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Ball Club restaurant. Dude, wait, do I have a Russian accent, maybe? I don't think I do. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht at his naming restaurant. But I also perform, how it is said, other service. Olga. One of these other services is taking the customer's pictures. Da. Like, for example, this one. Okay. Oh, it's like snow? They got snow in the place? I mean, this is not that incriminating. I mean, okay, it shows them talking, sure. Proves some kind of connection, maybe. Actually, maybe it is a little incriminating. That's the defendant. Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white hat is one who has gone kaput. Indeed it is. Is she not super hot in this clothes? This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is same way I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of cold? Is it borscht hot? Am I making it up? I've never had borscht now that I think about it. The court will casually accept this new evidence. Casually. Cha-cha real smooth. Where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room. The hideout, we call it. The hideout. It is room where famous gangster Baghdai was arrested. His room where murder took place. Okay. There's both hot and cold borscht. I would imagine in Russia, it being fucking cold as fuck, you would want a hot borscht, right? Cold. Imagine fucking laboring, you know, laying track for the Trans-Siberian Express. And then you go home to fucking cold borscht, dude. I will post by courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered. And you will write which ones you want copy of. I have no fucking idea what this accent is at this point. Is this accent anything? Is this even a real accent? There were 3 people at the room. Victim, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orly, who 100% actually did it. Mr. Wright isn't the killer. I mean, she is. Olga Orly. I'm trying to figure out what's the pun? What's the pun with Olga Orly? Olga girly. All girly. She's all girly. She's girly and stuff. Okay, I got it. All girly. Girly. Well, you gotta say it like Gru from Despicable Me. Girly. At night, customer asked for me to deal cards for a game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. Strangling him? He was kicked in the head. Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim. It was the first time Phoenix lost in 7 years. That's ridiculous, because Mr. Wright can't lose. Okay. I get what you're getting at, but you might want to frame that in a way that actually works. But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. Okay. Ace, 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 ace. King, king, king. 7, 7, 7. I mean, this is the winning hand. Now we just need to figure out who hold it. Talking about poker. Poker? I hardly know her. Yeah, and the chips on this side belong to the defendant. Okay, so he would have lost with that hand, yeah. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. The far side, this is, dog tools. Chips, you say? I mean, yes. Imagine that. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. Poker face, not poker head. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Okay. Defense may cross-examine the witness. I'm just gonna straight up present on is strangling him to death because that's not how it happened. That's not how it went down. Hang on. Options? Gameplay? Text skip? On. There we go. Now I can click past text. There we go. Is strangling him to death. Single blow to forehead, ma'am. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Normal customers only choke on borscht. You know, valid. That is odd. I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. It's crazy the actual killer's misreporting. You said, oh, talking about poker, and then you didn't say anything. I've been waiting. You've had me waiting. I was like, oh, did Rune have to go do something? Is he off doing the dishes or something? Damn, she's doing the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. Still wearing his hat and everything. It is a fact he was hit. Oh yeah. The victim with his hat off during our investigation. His head certainly was hit. He's also pretty bald. Photo of forehead. This is more like a photo of 5 head. Holy. Defendant, he lunged at victim. His neck. Justice? Admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. Okay. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, duh. Victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Locket at his neck? There's no locket at his neck. Did I present? Okay, I should not overthink. It's the tutorial case. Is the locket the one that Phoenix is wearing now? Would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? I think she's got them switched around. You know, playing on with locket at his neck. Phoenix was the one with the locket at his neck. So Phoenix won, and the other guy tried to strangle him. With his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said. To the witness's grammar. Holy no. Look at this photograph. Where is the locket? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. Karaoke time, huh? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Okay. Phoenix, what's going on with your locket? Oh, you gave us some Nickelback. Yeah, it's because they always say, look at this photograph. Say, I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, you mean this? Yeah, it's a locket with a photograph inside. Photo of my daughter, Phoenix. You have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. He's got a daughter? Who's the mom? It better be Maya, Phoenix. It better be Maya, or we're gonna come to there's gonna be blows. It better be Maya, or we're gonna come to blows, Phoenix. Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear more about the outcome of the game. It's clear the defendant lost badly. Oh. He will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and defendant. Okay, the font for testimony has taken such a fucking downgrade, though. Wait, why is it like fucking, you know, open office default font in this game? It used to be like a nice blocky testimony. Yeah. The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, that was victim. For the last hand, defendant played with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... Ka-chow. But bottle is on this side. Also, wait. What did she say? Who was playing with all chips on table? I mean, if it was playing with all chips on table, there would have been no chips left on this side, unless, you know, the chips were never split off. There a chair on both sides of the table? Look at the simulation? Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. The diagram. Let's see. Do we have an overhead map diagram? I don't know that we do. He showed it to us, but then he kept it, the bastard. We do need Little Thief. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. I don't know. He was lying about not having touched the bottle. Okay. I feel like that's okay. Small and large. Is it like 1,000 large, 500 small? Da. Da, of course. Yeah, always press harder. Maybe we could explain a bit about these chips. Explain? What is there to explain? Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop. Okay, dude. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Yeah, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You a USSR? Russian? Two types of chip. 100-point chip and 1,000-point chip. Okay. Okay, so let's tally it up. I'm assuming these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually the small ones are the 1,000 ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, the small ones are the 1,000. And the big ones are the 100, which means 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 100. This side is winning. It is not money. Duh. Did you find her comment? Interesting. Yeah. She just called me a capitalist pig, Christoph. Have it added to her testimony myself. Yeah, add to testimony. If you would be so kind. One kind of chip is worth 100 points. Other kind is worth 1,000. 2 kinds in all. Okay, should I press more and be like, which is which? Or... we're not in kindergarten. Okay. The 2 types of chips. Small ones are 100 and the big ones are 1,000, right? Right, of course. Ah, don't waste our time. Yeah, you're wrong. Please try not to embarrass me like that. There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. Yeah. God, it's a matter of yeah. Okay, I'm gonna present that to this. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure? Seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won if you're not in kindergarten. Oh, Winston Payne. You keep doing this to yourself, man. Generationally, you keep doing this to yourself. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. This man's got fucking sausage fingers. Hang on. Why is his finger so freaking, like, smooth? It's like a hot dog. He's got one wrinkle on the whole finger. He's like this. And it's one wrinkle. It's Apollo. I haven't seen any of this game yet. Me neither. Me neither. I'm having fun so far. It's a tutorial case, though. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Okay. You're about to eat some humble pie. But the totals don't add up. The totals? Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value was 7,000. That makes sense. 3 plus 1. Where are you getting the +1? Where are you getting carry the 5? Huh? They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. Yeah, these ones have to be the 1,000s. You add them up. Thank you for the lore. Eat yourself, man. 10,600 points. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. The small ones are 1,000. You must determine the why. Chip count was wrong. No, both were right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, there can only be one answer. Small ones are 1,000. The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Utter madness! Dude. There are 6 small chips and 10 large ones. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Thank you, thank you. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. When he calls me Justice, I sometimes think he's talking to the judge. Excellent work, Justice. But wait, the value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. No, it does. It means Phoenix was winning. The small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100. That is true. Oh, yeah. Mr. Smith had 2,900 and Phoenix had 4,100. Seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. It's impossible. Not even less reason to kill the victim. Oh, I did remember to turn off the TV. Sometimes I forget, and then there's just like my anime that I'm watching on the TV. just paused on like a frame of a dude throwing a baseball. He was winning. Dude, the hair is awful. Now, Miss Orly. You must have known the true... What am I watching? Ace of the Diamond right now. Classic baseball sports anime. I think it might have happened like once or twice, all things considered. It doesn't happen very often, but I always get a little paranoid about it. You know, and sometimes the sports anime just hits. When I'm done with... Actually, the Ace Attorney anime only covers the original trilogy, right? I could watch it. Since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? The animations are so fun. Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. Live action movie is better than the anime. I saw, like, the live action movie in Japanese, subtitled in Italian, uploaded in like 5-minute chunks in a YouTube playlist back when I was a kid, and like over half of the videos were claimed, so I was just jumping from moment to moment in the movie. So I need to like properly set, you know, find it and watch it correctly. Did you know any Italian? I know Spanish, Catalan, and French. So basically, I know Italian enough to read it. Romance languages for the win, baby. Who holding it? Excuse me? Oh, she holding it. The plate of borscht. I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, in the last hand, there was cheat. Cheat? You don't mean a trick? Do you mean a scam? There was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Okay. Now lying and cheating. Holy shit, Phoenix. For the interesting. Dude, it's crazy. Because I don't really call myself much of a weeb, okay? I casually enjoy anime, but I'm not like super passionate about it. But it is true that if I'm watching an anime and then I gotta like step aside to like, you know, wash the dishes or something, and I leave the TV on and I can hear it, I can kind of follow what they say just from hearing the Japanese, man. Just from osmosis, I've kind of learned some Japanese. Last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. You've actually gone through all of them? I'm sure there was one. I remember it happening. Maybe I made it up. But also, there's only like 1 week's worth of VODs left. Like, Twitch only keeps 1 week's worth of VODs. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. Next moment, game becomes argument. How does this cheat become obvious? Ace, 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 ace. 7, 7, 7. King, king, king. This doesn't seem like anyone's cheating. I looked on YouTube. Oh. Then yeah, I guess I lied. Damn, I made it the fuck up. Took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Okay. What are we talking about? What did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? Can we have the TV on? I'm gonna put on like a 10-hour fireplace video. I could do that right now. Do you want me to just put on like a 10-hour fireplace video on the TV? And then we just have a little fireplace in the background. Ah. Holly and jolly at viewers' request. Always, always. Now, I don't know if you're going to see much of it on account of my fat head being in front of it, but fireplace in the background. Here we go. It just looks like my head's vaguely on fire. Thought I smelled a cover up here. Kind of looks like my wall is on fire. Yeah. You were bald. When I get my hair cut, come around Thursday. Thursday, this is gonna be a little more. I really fucking squeezed my head, huh? I really like this is gonna be a bit more. What did I do it so hard, man? Pressed my glasses right into this side of my head. It's time to throw back the covers. It's time to throw it back. Full house is a very high scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience. Yeah. Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? It's a pair and a 3. Some kind of secret court poker ring? You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind? Yeah, no problem. Dude, I cannot go bald because I already play The Binding of Isaac while yapping anecdotes over it. If I go bald on top of it, I will never beat the Northern Lion copycat allegations. I'll picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. Yeah, for sure. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? Yeah. It is 2 full houses. Yeah, but how does that prove any kind of cheating? I don't have to be bald to wear a Hatsune Miku wig. There's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Yeah. This, full house, aces over 7s, I guess is how it goes. And full house aces over kings? Or does it go kings over aces? Is it the 303? I don't know how it works. Only bald people can wear Hatsune Miku wig. Dude, they put like a little QR code scanner on the wig. And then you have to have the QR code stuck on your bald head and then you can put it on. That's what we're getting to, I said it, and as I was saying, I was like, that's kind of what we're getting to. That's like those fucking juicer machines that can only juice, or like the coffee machines that can only make coffee out of like the brand coffee pods, They have to recognize a little code on the pod to make the coffee. Last hand, both men had full house. Yeah. 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. Yes. Cheat is more obvious. How? How was it clear? That, well, the defendant played a 5th ace. No, the fuck he didn't. Huh? 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well. That is not what we've got. Mr. Wright's 2. I should say a hand. Perhaps this could be added to the testimony. Nuh-uh. He yells objection with a passion. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? I mean... Is there a Mr. Taken? Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way the judge can comprehend. Please point out the contradiction. The guy's hand. Oh, I need to hold it and then go present. We cheating on Desiree again? I mean, she's married. You know? Our love can never be fully complete that way. Unless, you know, that they're into that. The victim's hand only had 2 aces. They could have been changed after the death. Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace. It also doesn't. The defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Oh my god, is there a mistaken? Is he cheating all right? And it's going on right here in this courtroom. Get them, get their asses. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Yes, it does. Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. I swear to you. She's the most sincere I've seen her all day. Who knows what lies in store for us at the trial ahead. Ooh. I have a suggestion. What should I have for dinner, guys? The fridge is kind of empty, so I'm considering ordering in. I'm going grocery shopping tomorrow. Burrito? Fuck, dude. You can't do this every time. Just a block of sharp cheddar. Melted down. Just cheese melted? God. Just spoonfuls like a fondue without the bread? I'm not gonna eat it on stream. This is the tutorial case. This is gonna end in like an hour. Hour and a half, I bet. Yes. Players' hands that night were set aside as evidence. The defense would like to request the cards be shown to the court. Is it gonna be like the backs of the cards have different colors? Victim's cards or the defendant's cards? Let's look at the victim's hand, because that's the one that she said had 3 aces. Very well. Very well. Court record. Yep, I could have told you that. Only one of the cards has a blue back. Weren't they playing with a blue deck? So not red, you know? Okay. Thanks. Sushi could be good. I haven't had sushi in a long time. Oh, fuck. Okay, now they're tutorializing it. Oh. There we go. Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color. That's impossible. I put that card in Wright's hand. Oh, you put that card in, huh? Yeah, I merely said that I have... Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? Add other cards to the deck. It merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. His witness, Miss Orley. She's the cheater. Professional at wager. That's why Phoenix hasn't lost. Phoenix thought he was godly at poker. Time's a wasting. He did forget to hyphenate. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake. Apollo? Please recall the testimony. How do we, are we in the, no, we're not. I don't know how old Apollo is. Is he looks younger than Phoenix was. Phoenix started at 24. I feel like this guy might be like 20, 22. Apollo with one L is frying me, man. Apollo. 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 I'll put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Miss Algorley conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shoddy Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. Of course we are. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. If Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means she is. 22, 23. He has 22 energy. This leaves at this, you know, at this 3/4 sort of length. The thing on that's 22 energy. The borscht? Oh shit, dude. She's good. She's fucking good. Looks like he has a cool mole. Clean your screen, dude. It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor. It appears she has lost, how you say, consciousness, Your Honor. It appears you've presented a new possibility to the court. You should be used to this shit by now. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim. This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. Held out. Wait, we're doing a 2-day trial? I need to make further inquiries. Oh, okay. Oh, Phoenix objecting. You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? Basic objections right when you're about to get off the hook. Ridiculous. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. He kinda does. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards. Yeah, blue and red. 1 color per deck. If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. Yeah. We used the red deck for the last game. But it's the blue deck over here. For some reason, I have this impression you were using the blue cards. Someone said something about blue cards. Yeah, Christopher. Gavin. Is his name Christopher, or did I make it up? Christoph Gavin. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating. Yeah, that card slipped into the deck. This card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Learning on the job. In the last game, when was the card swapped? There are 3 broad possibilities here. Could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Oh? Might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I think it was swapped after the murder. Because before the murder, it would have been very obvious. I'd like to think what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? I'm gonna say after. After the murder? What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly. But tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Yeah. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Yeah? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Yeah. Blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder. Yeah. What's the point of cheating after the game's over? To make it look like there wasn't cheating. A simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room, alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness. So who was it that swapped them out? I just have to, like, whole cloth guess. Well, Phoenix left to call about the murder. So I'm gonna say Olga. It must have been Olga Orly who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up evidence of the cheating. Sorry. There's a problem with that explanation. The swapped card was from the wrong deck. Mixing a card from the wrong deck when the backs are different colors. Oh, yeah. Everyone there would know what color the cards are. It's someone else. Everyone there would know. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. It doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orly either. As to defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orly at this point. Oh god. It was Kristoff, because Kristoff was the one that said, you know, blazing blue cards, etc., etc. He's the one that changed them. Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? Can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong colored card. Yeah. Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is. Do you miss it? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orly, then who was it? Precisely. I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. We'll find that indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made two critical mistakes. Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Yeah? Which would make it seem like the other guy won? Wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. New direction. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. Okay. Dang. Seems like this is gonna go a little longer. I'm gonna eat some dates. At the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. How many bags of dates have you eaten? This is the 3rd one I've bought, but in 3 weeks. More like 4 weeks. What? They're a nice sort of sweet energetic snack. 1 bag of dates per week. Ish. Suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Yay. It's crazy how they call it recess, man. It sounds so much fun. Certainly, Your Honor. 20 minutes. It was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright, to suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. Was it Kristoff? Is it the truth? Well, now, I'd think you would know the answer to that. Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. Winston? Oh, Winston Payne. I was like, who the fuck is Winston? Justice? The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. You did well, kid. Can I ask you something? That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? You're warning about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Oh? How old is this daughter? Because if she's older than 7, how does that work out? Unless you adopted someone. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. The one who cheated that night. Was it you? What do you think? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did? It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I don't know what happened 7 years ago. What did you do? Never honest, but it's odd he managed to go undefeated for 7 years. Want to know something? There's no way he faked the case. There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. It's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. Is that like a new thing they're gonna introduce, body language? That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of the testimony. Did you notice? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. Dude, he's become like a fucking mind reader now. That's the secret of winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. Is someone Mia, or did you learn with some kind of grifter? There's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. You just don't know it yet. But you will. Soon. Oh, I almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. This is getting a little supernaturally esoteric. It's time. It's time. The real trial begins now. Gambare. The font is so different. I'm not used to it. Fresh save in Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Continue to chapter. April 20th. Courtroom number 2. We always start in courtroom number 2. It's like a tradition. Court will now reconvene. She has recovered. Well, she's regained consciousness. That's the thing, you see. She's quite fatigued. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. Defense would like to request Ms. Orley take the stand. Welcome back. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession? Perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. Holy Kristoff. Not. Damn! Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. Damn! People call me Olga Quickfingers Orley. Oh, really? You know, canonically, my bad Russian accent was her bad Russian accent. Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. My last name sounds like, oh, really? Damn. Fine, I'll talk. We got a plan, see? Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Well, the fabrications until now will have no consequences? Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy, Smith, hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. Winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really, you see. We set up a trap of sorts. Plant the card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. Accuse him of cheating, yeah. It would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. He was holding the bottle funny? I did not notice. Holy. It appears you made quite the mistake. The trap was elegant. What happened to that planted card? He's lucky, I'll give him that. You have to be to slip free from a... You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute, I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. Wah! Roar! When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Damn. And how it was strung. Yeah, testimony. Testify, Candace, testify. I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched them. The planted card was gone. The trap failed. Next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. Was it me who hit Smith? Or is that no good cheating defendant? Okay. Trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect. If that rotten cheater had messed it up. A little dash of hypocrisy always goes down well with a testimony, I find. Dude, now that you said burrito, I am thinking about a burrito, though. Planted the card like I was supposed to. Lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. 3 aces to 2, and then search him, right? The card disappeared. Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, Zippo. He's not holding the bottle funny. I don't know what you're talking about. Even inside his cute little hat. But the card was nowhere to be found. Never in my long, storied career, never as Quickfingers Orley, Been so readily duped. So what did happen to that 5 of hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? 5 of hearts is still missing. Isn't that a little odd? If it was just proven he wasn't cheating. Searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well, she's touching the back of her neck. I sensed something. He's got superpowers. Of course, press harder. Miss Orley, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You? But me? Quick Fingers Orley? Hide something? Holy shit, dude. She's stammering hard. I have one question. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. She's touching the back of her neck again. I did see it, honest. Saw, yep. Right, hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it. This weird vibe I'm getting. That witness, for instance. Yeah, she touches the back of her neck during certain parts. The parts where she's lying. Oh, damn. Dude? Dude? Are you okay? I think he's having a heart attack. This sensation, it's coming into focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit, like I couldn't before. Oh god, there's a perceive button. Gotcha! Gotcha? That's new! What? Perhaps you are unaware of this. Don't tell her. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. So what? That's what we in the business call a tell. I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. Let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. They're dream nailing people in court. Dude, they are! Holy shit. Dude, go to trial, get dream nailed. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an irreplaceable impression in your neck is this. The weapon? I mean, if we're talking weapon, we're talking deadly bottle, right? Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon. Something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you. Not across wild conjecture. It is pretty wild. The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant. I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Dude, Apollo's fucking going. Ms. Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yet, I am knowing nothing. She reverted. We know you're not Russian. Fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got here. But he left. Objection! To call the police. We have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states the police were alerted by a report from the defender. You walk into court and you gotta fight Absolute Radiance. Gotta fight Absolute Radiance, and then you're not guilty. I made the phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. She taking photos of the air? The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. It was the victim. And he swung it at you, I bet. Where did the lobster come from? The Borscht Bowl, I assume? Showdown time. You dirty cheat. Check his pockets now. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me. Yeah, that I believe. Some master of cheating you turned out to be. When I came to, the victim was already dead. That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Did Phoenix defend her? I mean, yeah, but murder by self-defense is still murder. I don't imagine they would be like, also Phoenix murders a guy. Case 1 of the second trilogy. That's kind of crazy. Where does this leave us? Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. Must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Orley a big fat liar. Look at that hat and that scruff. Yeah, but he's just like a little bit of a bad boy now. He just has a little bit of an edge, and that's it. By the way, do you appreciate the way that I have like a jank, cracked YouTube app on my TV so you get uninterrupted fire with no ads? 3 were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive. The plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder. I'm no killer. Crap, someone's trying to frame me. Oh, Phoenix? What are you chuckling for? What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process. Such a hasty conclusion. Not like you, Christoph Gavin. I think he's in on it. Why not consider the other possibility? There was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Yeah, I think Gavin is involved. Mr. Wright was saying before recess. Because he's the one that said the cards were blue, which does not match. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. The one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person. This theory again, your 4th person doesn't exist. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception, the perfect place to catch the real criminal. Damn, Phoenix. And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. Right at the beginning of the trial, no less. Oh boy, what was provided for us? The photo? The bottle itself? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. I don't know that I do. Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. Yeah. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? Cards for the last game were red, yet there's one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Mr. Gavin. Apollo, think you can figure out who it was? Who is this fourth person? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used were blue? It was Kristoff. As I expected, your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. The sharp hair. Oh my god, does that indicate good prosecutor attorneying? If your hair is sharp? Kristoff Gavin, you were the first person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, one's at the floor or the table. You can see the colors in this photo. But when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. Yeah. It was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Well, Kristoff? Mr. Gavin? Is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me, I was just so sudden. Right, you aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff? You know, even I'd never take a joke this far. Phoenix is going fucking bonkers right now. What is going on? The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder? I assure you, I'm quite sane. What possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met. What if they have? There's a possibility, after all. They may have met that night, before the game started. Let me check this photo real quick. There's the grape juice, piano, borscht, dude. I've never had borscht, but... Wait, what's the prices? I don't know what the currency unit is, to be fair. But that looks like 500, 350, 500. What are you suggesting? You've had it once. It was very good. What is borscht? Explain it to me. The defense would like to request no such thing. Actually, you see, I'm the leader. Beet soup? Ugh. Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before that game of poker be related? What? You think the poker game just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of the things that came before you, dude. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley... Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Caught in it. Do you not like beets? I don't know. Wait. Am I confusing them with radishes? Which are the ones that are like, you know, they have like little thin slices and are white in the middle but have like a red outline, and they put them in the salad mixes sometimes and I don't like them. Is that a radish? This is the court, in your opinion. Those are radishes. Okay. Yeah, we do. Then I don't know if I've ever had a beet. Beets are sweet. Huh. What does a beet look like? Hang on. Beet. Oh, yeah, I don't like those either. I've had them. I don't like them. I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. At 2, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher? This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Mr. Vegetable Hater. I like a lot of vegetables. Just not that one. Mr. Wright will take the stand, please. Alright, testify, right? That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at a table in this photograph. Hang on. I didn't realize it. We're getting the Phoenix dogs for free in this first case. They know how to get people in the door. Goddamn. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. You were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder? I dine with him rather frequently. He talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder. Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, right? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then and now. Back then, 7 years ago back then? Thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears I was wrong. Justice? He's lying, and you're going to expose him. I can't. I have a normal trial. I know. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin. He dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner, so he's a regular. And the regulars know all about the hidden passages and so on. As usual. I always eat at the table closest to the piano. Makes sense. Where Mr. Smith was sitting. He does have the locket around his neck here, though. So I don't think that's his daughter. I think that's his daughter. They have dates. The plates and such on the table were from your dinner. Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Kristoff. You heard of my dinner with Andre, now my borscht with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours. Holy, Roman style, huh? Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. I know, what happened to Maya? The two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure. It's a would have, you know, that doesn't really... Kristoff Gavin and Shady Smith may have met. You know, I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall. Oh god, that was a good yawn. Holy shit. That one took over. Dinner with Andre name drops? Listen, I may not have watched the movie, but I can make highfalutin references. Oh, it would be if that were all that really happened. So what did happen? Okay. About this failed trap. This is the same trap Miss Olga Orly mentioned. Yeah. Elegant, really. Just put a card in his pocket. And yeah. But at what point did they put the card in his pocket? Was it Kristoff that put the card in the pocket? No, it wouldn't have been, because then he would have known it was the red card. Harmless prank, in essence. It's by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. But it's empty. The colored glass makes it hard to see. Add this to your testimony. There is no card in the bottle. I'm sorry. To shove the card in. Maybe? Upside down? That just, you know. That just seems like making it more complicated than it needs to be. It feels like this way would be easier. This way, you're giving the bottle a friggin' prostate exam, man. I've examined the bottle, and I don't see any card in here. No? I don't like this. Me neither, man. Me neither. What, Mr. Wright? Surely ... isn't all you have to say for yourself. Well, if he died to a cut to the head, maybe the bottle that was used in the murder and the bottle that we have are not the same. You gotta be given something an exam. Your life. I did put it in that bottle, however. As a 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and a 6th person could have helped. Okay, dude. Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing. Did the card just disappear? I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Go for the KO. Okay. We already said there wasn't. I'm gonna continue pressing. You made the call to the police from the 1st floor of the restaurant. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. With a Y. Was anyone else on the 1st floor at that time? See you later, alligator. It was the middle of the night after all. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. Didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. He was dead from a cut on his forehead. A cut? The victim was already dead, yes. I'll admit I was a little startled when I walked in. He was bleeding from his forehead after all. Alright. Expose him. Yeah. I think the cut to the forehead... I'm gonna present the autopsy, or yeah, single blow to forehead. So it's either present this or present this, because like if it's a cut, the bottle's not broken. That's not it. I've lost 1/5. Oh, G for options. Okay. Scum save, scum save. Okay. Cut. The bottle's not broken. Also, cut. I mean, no, that is kind of a cut, sure. One mistake. Absolutely, yeah. Don't mind me. Ooh, it loads fast, this game. Okay. You made a call to this guy. I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair, and I figured Kristoff's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved, after all. Quite high, my good friend. Quite high. He's lying. Expose him. Now. We already did the whole thing with there was no card in the bottle. I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming. I like that. I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. What evidence do I have? Photo of forehead. Hat removed during investigation. Right, when you came back, it looked like this. How would you know there was a cut to the forehead? If the hat wasn't removed until then. Is that what we're talking about? I'm gonna go with that. Objection! Yeah, I was right. That was a sharper objection. Take a look at this photograph. Okay. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. He's like, shit, dog. You're not wrong. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Sorry, but it's starting to look like Phoenix is the good guy and you're the bad guy. And as a main character, I have a sense for that. I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Why? He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright, just like in this photograph. I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head. All I can say is, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. But the bottle? It. And by it, I mean the victim's, head? I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Taking turns? His pianist? Yeah. Dude, his pianist would have been so much better if I'd say that. Just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. I believe that's enough of that. This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge. He lost his badge? You certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. If you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. When I put the hat on the victim's head, I'll just say I had a reason for doing that as well. That reason is right here. That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? What? That flawless bone china pate? Pet? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please, the cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. A kind of porcelain, and very smooth and shiny, and not plate, but pat. To a balding forehead, but how did he know about the balding forehead if he had the hat on the whole time? Yeah. Someone's not right. He left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. And how did he know? When did he see this bone china pet? Yeah, thank you. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Just from that, huh? Troubled, I returned to the crime scene, and when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it? Phoenix Wright. I guess so. Mr. Payne? He also has a somewhat flawed bone china pet. Is it Pat? Hang on. What's the pronunciation? I'm on Wikipedia looking up fucking Pat. Pat. Okay. It is... I don't fucking know. It doesn't say pronunciation. Pate. I'm just gonna say Pate, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna say Pate. Okay. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony? Well, I asked the prosecutor, Very well, we'll break for 10 minutes. After which, Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal frickin' clear. Right, rhymes with plate. Oh, hell yeah. How'd you find out the pronunciation? I mean, maybe my Google foo is not up to date. Who'd have thought today would turn out like this? May I? Phoenix's daughter? But you're not. You're Smith's daughter. Hello, sir. Please, pick a card. Any card. Is this one okay? Is it the 5 of hearts? I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely and the game is yours. Oh. It's an ace with a blood stain on it. Yeah. The 5th ace. There was cheating. This is the 5th ace with a little drop of blood on it. That's why he changed it out. Is this blood? You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw out the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. This blood-stained card is my trump card. Fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. The locket. It's so cute. It's so precious. Bloody ace. Bloody ace, man. Court will now reconvene. Defense attorney Christoph Gavin, take the stand. Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne. Will the witness state his name and occupation? Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Yeah, as long as Phoenix Wright's been around. We've had a fucking parrot and a radio over here. My guy? You're not even making the top 10. There's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? Baldness. Forgive my curiosity, what is it about this Hello's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
Hey, Phoenix. I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh my god, wait, Phoenixes? Oh my god, wait. Dude. Mr. Wright? What do you think you're doing, right? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Let's consider something for a second. Yeah, never once taking it off except for that one time. Yeah. When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, he would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer. In so many words. Also, you're making some snacks. What snacks are you making? What you eating? Make me hungry right now. I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with the court. Oh, I assure you I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? Brioche toast crackers with tomato chili chutney, some slices of aged cheddar and grapes? You eating fancy? We bougie, yeah. Yeah. Damn, I don't think I've had chutney of any kind since like 5 years ago when I went to like an Indian restaurant. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. Must have been right after the murder took place. Do we have like a diagram? Yeah, the little window you would see. You would see his head. It was all clear and said Aldi. That's the way to go. Victim was dead as he appears in the photo. Bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. Sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright. Wouldn't you have bumped into each other when Wright was leaving and you were coming? You witnessed the murder. For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. Yes, well, I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are. You had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Okay. Defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice. Mr. Justice. Damn, dude. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial's getting weirder and weirder. It is kind of. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. Peeked into the little window. You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? Yeah, black marketeers used it, I believe. Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room? I didn't want to upset Wright, you see. What if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least. Okay. but he wasn't there. How do you know it was right after the murder? No need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part in my testimony. Coolest defense in the West, we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change. Phoenix has such fucking derision for this man. I was afraid you'd change too, right? But you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours. I like seeing Phoenix fucking, like, owning the courtroom instead of being thrown around. They are, yeah. By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene. Precisely. He wasn't wearing his hat then. Saw his head when he was dead. Damn, he's a poet, and he doesn't even know it. Bald head, an unconscious girl in right, holding a bottle in his hand. Those were the only three at the scene of the crime? As far as I saw, at least. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? Why didn't you talk to the police? First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I'd seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. Objection! There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. That goes against what Mr. Wright said. Mysterious fourth person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps even show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. The card that was swapped out was the fifth ace. Show evidence? I mean, there's blood on it? My reason is this. An ace? Why? It's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Could this be the missing fifth ace? I think it could be. Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. What do you mean, what am I doing with that card? Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bull Club that night after the murder occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade, after all. Impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Uh-huh. What if this trace of blood was the reason? For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. It would not have fallen forward. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? One of the cards on the floor, sure. Killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. What? Wait, that was a red ace though, right? Yeah, that was. Okay. How you wasted the last 7 years. You used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is I've answered your question. You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene, and now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. Just baseless conjecture. Baseless. Is it? Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. Wait, screenshot. that is fucking incredible. Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. I need to turn that into, I mean, not an emote, maybe a sticker for the Discord. What? It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Try picturing this scene of the crime in your head. Mind Palace. Oh shit, we are Mind Palacing. Damn, they got 3D in this bitch. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table, and before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene. Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims? The killers? The witnesses? The victims, right? How would you get blood from here to here? Oh, is it the victim's position that's the problem? Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Yeah. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not the cards. What does this mean? We were sitting in swivel chairs. Try turning the chair around. Can I? Oh, dude, I can. That's crazy. We can really Mind Palace. It would have to be, which means there's, again, one of those things that I said. Remember when I said it? Like 2 hours ago? One of those wardrobes slides out and becomes a secret entrance. Damn, dude. We have to assume at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. Yeah, when Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? It was just like this. The killer turned the chair back around. Look at the diagram once more. We know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. This creates another significant contradiction. Whose location on this diagram contradicts our understanding? The killer's position, right? The victim was struck from the front. Wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front, sitting where his indicator currently is? What you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. The victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here. Where would his assailant be standing? Yeah. On top of the wardrobe. Where would the killer be? Right here. Killer had to be standing, well, here. You get points for flair, but that's about all you get. Standing there would be impossible. The victim was facing a solid cupboard. Killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above. Dude, from the top rope? He does say based. I took a screenshot of it, and I'm gonna turn it into a sticker for the server. This was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. That's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. By God, that man has a family! We should arrange to examine the cupboard and the hideout immediately. Bailiff, whack his pee-pee. Have them try to move the cupboard. There's one more thing you're meant to look for. Please give this to the bailiff. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. Whack the pianist. How are you, Gumshoe? How are you, Gummy? Look at the diagram once again. If the killer was standing here, the cupboard would have been here, which means you couldn't see anything from this little window, which means his position makes no sense. Which means, try moving the cupboard. Thank you. I did it in my brain. Try moving. Apollo, try rotating this cow. Thank you. Hey, I'm back. What's happened? We are accusing our own boss of doing it. Because I'm not exactly sure what led to that. Oh, yeah. When Phoenix called him to ask him for help representing him, he mentioned that the guy had a bald head, which he wouldn't have known because the guy was wearing a hat at all times, except for when his hat flew off when someone hit him on the head. I didn't want spoilers. Absolutely, I get it. People come and go. And right now, we're piecing out the fact that because the extra card that was there, the extra ace, had a drop of blood on it, and the way he was hit, his head tilted back and then the blood dripped out, it doesn't make sense if his chair was this way. It only makes sense if his chair was pointed the other way, which means the cupboard behind him was moved, which means the place from where my boss is saying, the place from where my boss is saying he saw it, which is that little window, is blocked. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Everything is in place to reconstruct the moment it's the crime. Oh my. Phoenix like, oh my, what's this? Like he doesn't know. Look at the diagram of the crime scene. It appears we found yet another contradiction. He's just piling them on and on and on. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. A witness, the second witness. Second witness. Doesn't make sense that he saw it if the cupboard is blocking it. About this cupboard, are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Phoenix, it's not your permission I need. I need the judge's permission. If it was, something really doesn't fit. Nah, he absolutely is Phoenix. Look at his hair is peeking out of the beanie like a little bit and it's jutting clean out. Perfect horizontal. That thing, that's true level. You could use that to calibrate radio antennas. Look at that shit. The cupboard would completely cover the window to the stairs. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Phoenix! Please. I should be tilting the other way. That way you guys can see the little fireplace. Rawr, baby. Don't say that. Why did I read it out loud? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Throw me a bone for skipping all my pianist jokes. I'm not skipping them. I'm acknowledging them. And honestly kicking myself because I'm not making any pianist jokes. Order. This is a court of law and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at Borscht Bowl Club. At the BBC. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Well, Your Honor. Turns out there's a secret passage behind it. I believe I mentioned something of the sort. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. Secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. You never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. He's looking a little too chill. I don't like that. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I didn't read Bailiff Whack the Pianist. I did. I did. And I said, damn, it would have been so funny if I had said that. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed his trump card for the last stand. Yeah. At the time of the murder, the window... It's not stealing credit. It's literally saying, dang, it's a good joke. I wish I had said it. I'm not stealing shit, dude. I'm acknowledging. It was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Why are you so obsessed with the mud pit? What's the mud pit? Dare I ask what really happened that night? I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. Damn, Apollo. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. Damn, 2 dates? There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came and he took it. A mud pit instead of a fireplace? Okay. Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Is there gonna be a YouTube video of a mud pit? Also, kind of crazy, this guy was like, "Rah, you suck!" Rah, 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 rah. Grabs the bottle, knocks her out cold, and then just sits and waits and goes, "Huh?" and spins around. That is kind of a little psychopath behavior, huh? Victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, which is really funny, to just turn around on the chair. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. A single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. For insubordination? I had to think real hard to remember the word insubordination. Has taken yet another turn. This tends to happen. I'm truly, truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Payne? Yeah. The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. No, Gavin's about to be like, no. Believe me when I say I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin, but I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest. Immediately.
Objection!
Yeah, he's like, no. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Dirty tactics? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked. Frankly, I'm ashamed that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such low-grade parlor trick. Nah, he would be. The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Objection!
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect it's not illegal evidence? There are two ways evidence can be admitted into court, as we learned in Rise from the Ashes. One, it is approved by prosecution / police, whatever. Or two, it is discovered during the trial that it is relevant to the trial. And I would say the card seems pretty fucking relevant. This bottle, for instance, it does have his fingerprints. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? Not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne? Yeah. Fingerprints on the bottle were upside down. The court, in this case, demanded an explanation. I think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. That is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Ah, see how he caught fish? See how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo, Phoenix is kind of enjoying this. Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. I know, dude. This is going to take 4 hours. I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation just like that. Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there. Oh. The bottles are in a crate. And to bring them out, you would grab them like so. I get it. Why, how about you give me the answer? Nuh-uh, that's not the Mia school of teaching someone, you know? That's not the Mia school of building the plane as we fly it and somehow arriving at not guilty. Mr. Gavin said the court in this case. By the way, do you like the fireplace in the background? Isn't that a nice touch? Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. Damn, justice is as justice does. Yeah. It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Now you are stealing credit. What do you mean now I am stealing credit? For what? I was the one that said I could put a fireplace there. And then you said, "Oh yeah, totally do it." And then I went and I did it. Right? Am I stealing credit? Hang on. Where is I'm looking through chat history. Yeah, you just said, "Can we have the TV on next stream?" And I said, "Yeah, I could put a fireplace there or something." And then Imk says, Cozy Stream as I am putting it on. And you said #1 streamer. You said, can we have the TV on? And I said, let's put a fireplace there. Objection. I submit to the court the chat history of this stream. Now he fabricated. I'm gonna fucking screenshot this shit, put it in the fucking Discord. I'm gonna actually screenshot this shit, put it in the Discord. There. Read him and weep. Read him and fucking weep. Rune said to have the TV on. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I said let's put a fireplace on it. With your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice. How many bottles of grape juice is this man drinking in one night? This man shits for sure. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Recall our dinner that evening, Kristoff. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. I don't have a sunboard. I don't have any. My streaming setup is very limited, honestly. I have a bad Logitech mouse. Like this is the mouse that I'm using, man. This is the most fucking cheap ass. I don't have a gamer mouse. It's crazy because I've been playing Overwatch now. And in order to like call out things to teammates and accept call outs, it's asking me to press the side button on my mouse because it just assumes I have a side button on my mouse, and I don't. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. You claim that I switched the bottle. Where's your proof? My level of technology is so Phoenix. Look at my keyboard, man. It's literally like... I be gaming on this, man. Can you believe it? As I thought, more baseless conjecture. He has a PC and a keyboard. Hashtag wealthy. And I have 2 whole screens. But the screen I'm gaming on, I got for $70 secondhand Facebook Marketplace. It was honestly a really good deal.
Objection!
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor? When you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional... Oh yeah, his little secret message. I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. Is one of them going to have a wrinkled card in it? 5 of hearts? Already stricken viewers. Here, warm yourself by the fire that I originally invented. My own idea. I will allow you that much. Here's one of the bottles in question. Are you gonna dust that for fingerprints too? He has RAM, got it. Dude, before that is I did mention it. Before RAM got crazy expensive, I got 32 gigs of RAM for like $30. Yeah, you were there, the others weren't. I got 32 gigs of RAM for $30 on Facebook Marketplace, man. That guy's got to be kicking himself now. I'd be surprised if any were on that but his. Yeah. It's not about the fingerprints, it's about the card in them. Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? Just humor me. The bottle will solve this case once and for all. There's something inside the bottle. Can we get it out? Is this your card? That card, it can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Yes, our little swindling Devochka. What does Devochka mean? Did I just say something mean? That night I planted a card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Yeah. This isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony. The 5 of Hearts. He did say it was the 5 of Hearts. Yeah. There was an empty bottle of grape juice I'd been drinking right beside me. Threw the card inside the bottle. 5 of Hearts, baby. This is the card. The bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Oh? Oh? He's levitating the borscht? That's a weird sentence. In any other context, that makes no sense. That is all. He should have done the little, like, Francisca... You know? Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? The finger of justice. Oh, man. I get to prosecute anyone? You get to prosecute this guy. I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin? He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now. Why would he kill him? Didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he? None that we know of. Have you anything to add? Was it to do with the daughter somehow? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession, to be sure, and that's all we know about him. Follow-up investigation, please. 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice, the judge. Oh, a defense attorney, okay. Why me? This is a dark time for our legal system. Dystopia? A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Are we working to undo the initial trial system? Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Seems like a good time to announce a verdict. Get ready for the confetti. Everyone get ready to celebrate. Get ready with a clap. Whee! Court is adjourned. It's not animated on screen. That's crazy. Why is it not animated on screen? You came through just like I thought you would. Pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Yeah, the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Yeah, you're a penist, Apollo. Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Is it the spiritual thing? Sensitivity he lacks? I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. The little... What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? But if he has spiritual power, I thought spiritual power was like... It was only the women of the Corain family had it. Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. You don't know, do you? This locket is the key. I met the girl whose picture's in your locket. Yeah, your quote-unquote daughter. That's right, she's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. I took this off his neck the night he died, but it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. Maybe he is. The truth is, this locket really did belong to him. That's perjury. You testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. It was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. Subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. So this is your daughter? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? You're still just getting started with your career. Yeah, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices. Wanna join Wright Law Offices? Justice Law Offices? Justice & Co.? Apollo? How about coming to work for me? At the Wright & Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. Can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, you're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge. Yes, I'm not an attorney anymore. Okay. That legendary trial. Legendary trial. At the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. Case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Right after the end of the trilogy? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law. Are you kidding? Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. A naughty magician's trick. Uh-oh. Hang on. I'm about to have to present evidence. And I don't know what they're talking about. I'm scum saving. Just seemed, well, too perfect. I bet this was the forged evidence. The bloody ace? A magician's trick, they say. And she said it was the magic card. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter. Yeah, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene, because the killer took it with him when he left. You gave me fake evidence? The court can't accept this evidence, it's a fraud. You gave me fake evidence to use? My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. You can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Phoenix? Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? The rumor is true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now. He forged evidence 7 years ago, but he looks so pure right now. What happened, Phoenix? I punched him, yeah. You should. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. About your uppercut, try yelling, "Take that," next time. Find it packs a little more punch. Thanks for today. I had a good time. Dude, fake evidence. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day connected by a single thread of logic. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. It's a lot grittier. It's a lot grittier from the beginning, this stuff. I don't mind it, but it is quite a departure from what I'm used to. Well, that's case one. And I was about to say at the start of the stream, but then I held back. I was like, should I do case one and case two? But case one, the tutorial took 3 hours. I'm not about to launch into the second one right now. So we're gonna do the second one tomorrow. Hopefully all of it. Half the fandom was real mad about the tone shift. Yeah, I mean it's just Phoenix falsifying evidence. It really doesn't sit right, does it? Like, what could have happened to make him so jaded? It's like Phoenix was a friend that we knew, and now he's someone else, you know? It's just a little weird, that's all. In any case, so shall we... Oh, let's raid out to Contorez for the end of the stream, because... And everyone stick around, because it's super huge. It's huge. He's doing a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer? It is Zelda's 40th anniversary today. So y'all, you know, stick around, say hi, and say happy birthday to Zelda, who is the main character in those games, I hear. All right, thank you very much for watching. We're going to be live tomorrow with the second case in this game. Hopefully all of it, but depends on how it drags. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.